dreamers, for the awake and everything that's between them, for the awake and everything they believe in, and when believing ain't enough, I'll be up.
What's going on, beautiful people? Welcome to another episode of David Learned It Live. Wanted to kind of show you a little something I've been kind of working on for my daughter. So this here, your father's story. It's a journal. It's a journal that I received from my sister a couple Father's Days ago, after our father had passed, and as various journal prompts that you fill out for different things. And I hit a roadblock June 27th, 2023. So this was my last entry. And then, boom, it's empty. This page here, question says, describe your dad, my grandfather. Did he have funny habits? And I stopped there because at that time, and even still now, I'm constantly struggling with the concept of part of it's his loss, part of it is identity. And I just recently started doing these journal entries as videos. So yes, there are a lot of blank pages in here, but I've been recording a lot of different videos for my daughter. And I want to be able to recount a lot of things in my recollection, probably some things from my mom's recollection, so she has an understanding of who she is, because that's something that honestly I struggle with. I was having a conversation with one of my boys, and I was telling him that one of the hardest things about my current wave of life, my current journey right now, is a lot of loss of who I am. And it's like, cool, you can name all these different things, you know, if you have a job, whatever your job title is, you know, if you're a parent, boom, 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 boom. Like, everyone can think of all of these things, but like, who are we really? And it's just interesting, just going through all these different journal prompts. It really, really makes you wonder. Now, some of the things in here are like things like, what was the naughtiest thing that you did as a kid? I mean, you know, stupid, fun, silly things like that. But there's some deeper questions in here. What did you miss most as a child that your mom and dad never gave you? And this question here kind of just led me to a lot of different tumultuous feelings of past hurts and all of that. So I kind of just wanted to bring that question to the world. Because I feel like looking at some of our past traumas, for lack of a better term, would give us better appreciation of ourselves, and then also be able to better explain ourselves to the world. And that's still something I struggle with, like, a lot. So yeah, I mean, off rip, what's one of the things that as a child I wish that my mom and dad gave me? As crazy as it sounds, safety. Now, I had a roof over my head. I lived in which is a very safe neighborhood, all things considered, in you know. So like, I had a lot of the things that made me feel like safe at face value. One of the things, though, that I still am trying to overcome even now is if something happened, example, I skin my knee, I go to my dad, his response is, why did you do the thing to fall to skin your knee? I go to my mom, she cleans it up, puts a Band-Aid, and then she keeps going about whatever she was doing. And it's not to say that they are bad parents. I'm thinking about this now, decades after the fact. When I look at my dad's situation in particular, both his parents passed before he was 8 years old. At 8 years old, I had my own trauma in the sense that my parents split, but like, I can only imagine the pain he had losing both of his parents at that young of an age, because me losing him in my 30s has completely changed the trajectory of my life. And I'm still working through a lot of those things in the back of my head. Even putting together this bothers me a lot because I don't know my dad's story. And again, going back to that whole security thing, like, he never felt like someone I could go to until much later in both of our lives. And when him and I started to establish that bond, that trust, that security, gone. And I got to keep it moving because, one, I got a kid. And yeah, it's hard, but I think I don't fault him for not giving me that security that I would have wished I had then. When I think about my mom, even now, it's still kind of tough because she's still learning and still trying to evolve in this climate, because there's been a lot of different conversations about past hurts and things of that sort. So she's trying. For her, she grew up with her mom up until she was school aged, and then she moved in with her eldest brother. For context, she's the 9th child of 9. And her eldest brother owned a school in Port-au-Prince, the capital. And so she moved in from Onsavo to the capital to go to school. So, it's not like she didn't live with her mom on purpose. She still was around family. She still had access to all of these people. But again, some of your formative years not being around your mom 24/7, I can imagine it being tough. So I can also see some of her distance at times as she did the thing that she needed to do to help me in a moment, and then she got back to her own grind, because that's probably what she experienced. And I think about these things now, having a kid. I think about these things navigating parenting. I don't like using the term co-parenting, but it's actually the right term to use here. Navigating co-parenting, because there's a push-pull on both sides, and I find it very challenging to figure out how to compromise, or figure out like what is important, what is not important, because there's a lot of things I didn't experience, and that's not bad. It is what it is. I made my own security for the longest time. It was not the best security, but it gets me through. And I say gets because I still do a lot of those same things. So yeah, that's really all I really wanted to talk about is, what was one thing that you would want most as a child that you didn't get from your parents, and why? I think that why is important, and it's going to help you kind of better discover how you want to appear in the world. I'm constantly trying to figure out how I want to be in this space. Things are hard, bro. Things are hard. But again, thank y'all's. Trying to get on a more consistent schedule. Trying to get out of my head about a lot of things and just share it to the masses so that we can all learn and grow from each other. Thank you as always, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Sometimes I wonder, will I ever sleep the same? 'Cause I let these dreams keep me awake. Said I need more, I just need more. 'Cause I need more. Said I need